This game looks dope.
Next, take a look at this.
We want Dead Rising. Dead Rising's back. Oh. Or Resident Evil.
We have collaboration music.
Like, the game looks cool.
Well.
I think every game. I think you should legally have a demo for your game. I don't know. They do that a lot. It is on Game Pass.
Next up, a new look for some fan favorites.
Oh, this is it?
Want the inside scoop on the
Evil.
recently revealed Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? We've put together an exclusive top-secret program full of undead mayhem. Join us as we sit down with key development team members from each title to unearth the secrets of Dead Rising and the new look for Resident Evil 7. First, take a look at the trailer.
So they said this game was dead. They said they weren't making another one. And all of a sudden this came out this week. Me and you played the second one together. It's a remaster, but it's a 2006 one from the original.
Say, buddy, you mentioned something about research for a story.
There's probably a test for that, because they said the game was dead.
Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days. What? Did you just say zombies?
Take a look out there. Those ain't zombies. What would you call them?
Oh, the lighting is nice. Yeah, the original and the remaster.
Quick, move! Get over here!
The map looks better. Yeah. We have the port if you wanted to play it. It's only single player though. It's on Xbox. Thank God.
Is the newly released trailer
Unlike
for
something
Dead
else that we
Rising
won't
Deluxe
be able to talk
Remaster.
about because we can't
You may
play
be
it.
thinking, that looks like a full-on remake. We had the same thought, so we spoke with 3 key staff to get to the bottom of this deluxe remaster. We began our investigation with director Ryosuke Murai. Well, actually, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to call this game a remake, considering the work we put into it. Before we could even ask a question, Murai was giving us the inside scoop about the game. The first thing you'll notice is the improved graphics. The new specs allow the game to run at 4K 60 FPS. We've also made quite a few quality of life improvements, like the ability to move while aiming, as well as other adjustments to make controlling Frank more intuitive. Thanks to popular demand, we've added an autosave feature and fine-tuned the user interface.
That is pretty badass.
The game will be fully voiced in 9 languages, with text in 14, giving more players around the world a chance to enjoy characters' dialogue.
Always welcome.
We've also made some improvements to NPC behavior that we hope will make surviving the zombie apocalypse with all the colorful characters that much more enjoyable. That sounds like a complete overhaul. It makes me wonder if the game's main concept is still intact. If you've played the original, rest assured that its core remains unchanged in this deluxe remaster. We did our best to respect the direction of the original game. We kept the fundamental gameplay the same while improving upon the user experience. With this, we believe that both veterans and newcomers alike will be able to enjoy a fresh experience. Our goal was to ensure that today's players would experience the same shock players felt when the original game was released. We believe we accomplished this goal with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. We hope that everyone will give it a try. Unable to get any definitive answers out of director Murai, we gave art director Satoshi Takamatsu the 3rd degree. It turns out he had ambitions of his own for this project. Because the original came out 18 years ago, there were many limitations during development. Thanks to nearly 2 decades of technological advancements, we were able to accomplish a lot that couldn't be done back then.
Damn,
For
Frank's ugly.
example, Resident Evil, Capcom's other zombie franchise, focused on quality over quantity. Dead Rising took a different approach. The goal was to pack as many zombies as possible into that huge shopping mall. This meant each individual zombie wasn't as polished as we would have liked. However, this time around, we were able to focus on quality as well. As the art director, I couldn't be more pleased that we were able to apply high-end modeling and production to both the main character Frank and all of the NPCs. Of course, another critical aspect of Dead Rising that we have to address is the shopping mall setting. In the original game, the Willamette Parkview Mall is made up of several areas, like Entrance Plaza and Paradise Plaza, each with its own unique characteristics. We've taken these designs and evolved them even further by adding real-time lighting and shadow effects, so that each location takes on a different appearance, depending on the time of day. That's how much detail we've put into
The
this
small
project.
details go a long way, it feels like. And it looks like a complete overhaul.
For character animations, we tried to limit unnecessary changes and use the original data as much as possible, especially during action scenes. We could have made them more realistic with today's tools. But we wanted to preserve the unique and comical movements that made the original Dead Rising so special. Takamatsu was finally giving us the info we were looking for. However, we couldn't stop there. We had to know why this is called a deluxe remaster. To do that, we tracked down the game's producer and managed to get his account. I think Dead Rising is a unique game with extremely tight game design, even by today's standards. However, we also knew the original game was released 18 years ago, and that improvements were needed to reach a modern audience. That's why we focused on improving playability, in addition to overhauling the graphics. This game truly deserves
And also just eat the
title
machine
of
gun.
Deluxe Remaster. Its unique game design allows it to stand apart from other zombie games. It feels fresh even today. Morimoto took a moment to compose himself before divulging something terrifying. Here at Capcom, we're no strangers to zombies. But this game takes it to another level. With a wry smile on his face, Morimoto took out his phone and showed it to us. And there it was, Resident Evil 7, in a form we never imagined. Capcom
they're milking the
was thrilled to
shit out of
bring its
Resident Evil
third
Village and
Resident
7 on
Evil
mobile and
title to
VR.
the iPhone 15 for Resident Evil 7 on iOS.
That looks
The biggest
atrocious.
challenges we
The
faced
controls.
was implementing the. In the second half of the program, we'll learn previously untold stories about how the games were developed. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster will have an emergency digital launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Steam on September 19th. The Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster Digital Deluxe Edition will include additional costumes and mall.
Damn, they're adding
background
shit to an
music
old game. That's
and
pretty
will
cool.
Be available with the regular version on September 19th. Dead Rising fans shouldn't miss the Dead Rising original
What, they
pack
got Chug
included as a
outfit?
pre-order bonus. Pre-orders are available starting today.
Pretty cool. I'm gonna keep watching in case there's like a hidden Resident Evil remaster they're talking about. They keep pushing this VR mobile stuff for Resident Evil, and I think it's cool that everybody can play it, but like, this is not me.
How How did Capcom's two major zombie games, Dead Rising and Resident Evil 7, come to be made in the first place? We interviewed the directors of both titles to learn more about the games. First, we have Koshi Nakanishi, the distinguished director of Resident Evil 7. Follow along as he shares previously undisclosed information about the game's origin. When we first started development, Resident Evil was... well, if I'm being honest, as a brand, we were off track. The action element had been expanded, and fans reacted much more negatively than expected. In the end, an RE game has to be scary. So we took another look at it. And the general consensus from fans of the series was that a Resident Evil game is one that should scare the hell out of you. That was the starting point for Resident Evil 7. I played Resident Evil from the beginning, and those early games were terrifying.
I'm currently playing that one right now.
I was excited to try and make Resident Evil 7 into a game that would live up to the RE name. The fear-inducing Resident Evil that Nakanishi was after had a major impact upon its release. But the course that he chose was far from the path of least resistance.
People to like him, yeah.
In order
I wish
to
another
make a
developer would learn that.
fear-focused Resident Evil, many elements of the game had to be re-evaluated from scratch. Like the setting, characters, the game system. Anything that didn't induce fear had to change. And sometimes we threw the whole thing out. And in order to make it scarier, we decided to go with a first-person point of view. Up to that point, RE had been third-person perspective with the character on the screen. But when you're viewing the world from a safe distance behind a character, it's not as immersive and frightening. First-person forces you to be up close and personal. And that's exactly what we were trying to accomplish. How did Kawano perceive the target audience for this game? We weren't sure whether to target a casual or core audience. However, we trusted management's concepts and made what we thought would be fun. Kawano had a range of experience directing Mega Man Legends and Breath of Fire, and he was confident in this new genre. We wanted to put the main character somewhere that was overrun with zombies. Most games might ordinarily make
An
their
ugly
main
character, finally someone that gets me.
Or a soldier. A badass, decked out in gear, ready for the situation. But we thought going in that direction would dilute the madness and unpredictability of the zombie outbreak. So, we made him a journalist. We focused the story on him being trapped in a place full of zombies, trying to escape, and rescuing survivors along the way, so that they can all make it out together. Kawano faced challenges during development. It's clear, though, that he still has the same passion for the game. In terms of the narrative, there's a zombie outbreak. We wanted the player to encounter people trying to escape and others who have become a bit unhinged, making them feel like they're trapped in the outbreak. On the development team, we all felt like it was a fun game, but others who saw the game were kind of taken aback. Some even asked whether it was okay to make a game that was so violent. For a second, we started to doubt ourselves. Such an innovative project was bound to grapple with internal friction. But Kawano had a trump card to play: fan expectations. We previewed it at a game show and got mobbed. Players loved that you could use a parasol to kill zombies or put buckets on their heads. That's when I knew we'd done it. I still can't say whether it was targeting core or casual players, but everyone loves zombies and being able to mess around with them in so many ways. If there are laughs, you can have some tears as well. Resident Evil, on the other hand, is cooler. The main characters are very cool. Kawano's continued passion for the game was evident from his intensity.
Yeah, he's a relatable character.
Made the
Yeah.
Resident Evil games, so of course they have a sense of humor. Giant dolls appear and walk around. But I think we really filled Dead Rising with a ton of ridiculous stuff.
That's exactly what it is, Cole. If he had explained Dead Rising, that's what it would be.
In the context of this program, I think it's fair to say that Dead Rising is the classic zombie game. A lot of people played the game when it first came out, but it wasn't the easiest to play. Now that it's been made a little more accessible, I'm excited for those who didn't play or couldn't finish to have another chance. Each of the directors had different experiences, but we'd like to salute both for their innovative contributions. And finally, we managed to draw out an intriguing bit of information from director Nakanishi. We'll let him have the final comment. We're making a new Resident Evil.
Let's go.
It was really difficult to figure out what to do after 7. But I found it. And to be honest, it feels substantial. I can't share any details just yet, but I hope you're excited for the day I can.
That's got edge, bro. That ain't cool.
The demo today.
I still bum over the Capcom collection's not on Xbox,
Next,
but
we have
at least we got Dead
Resident
Rising.
Evil 7 Biohazard. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.